have to say Hillary Clinton. I use her name a lot on the campaign trail.
One of the real risks as we go forward is that if we elect someone who literally cannot name a single currently serving senator in my party with whom she would work, we're advancing someone who really has no experience. Someone who has no experience in crossing the bipartisan divide.
Let's bring back in Alicia Menendez and General Clark. General, I was on the campaign trail a little bit with you when you were running for president. You must have given like 20 million interviews. You're constantly being asked questions. And I'm not a big fan of trying to do a gotcha. I've said that before on this program. But does it bother you at all when someone can't name a current member of the Senate on the Democratic side?
Well, first of all, I think that's a little bit of a stretch in this case, because she wasn't asked to name a current member. She was asked to name someone she'd like to work with. So I think that's a little bit of a stretch. But I think in general, as Democrats, we have to respect the issues that are coming out of the electorate right now. There's a lot of anger out there. People are looking at new faces, and it's normal that people who have been outside of government want to get into it. They probably don't know the people on the inside. But on the other hand, that doesn't mean that they couldn't learn them and couldn't do a good job. The issue here is the level of experience and competence. And this is the kind of issue that can only be resolved by the electorate and through the kind of dialogue and communications that you showed on this. The voters have to judge this. Is this a problem that she doesn't seem to be very familiar with the workings of government? On the other hand, some people think she's very likable and trustworthy. Those have always been the issues at play in American democracy.
You know, one of the people who has taken a lot of hits is Christine O'Donnell. Obviously, a lot of joking about I am not a witch, some other things, but mostly I think that ad, which became, for better or for worse, one of the campaign season's most memorable. But here's what she had to say about it on Good Morning America when she was asked whether she had any regrets about that ad.
I haven't publicly stated this, and I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying that, but our intention was to kill it, and that's not what happened.
All right, so I actually asked Fred Davis, who produced that ad, and he said it was the right ad at the right time, which he said on this air. He said, we're just concentrating now on Chris Coons and his record. Are you surprised that she's backing off on that?
No, because the ad was a dismal failure. There was actually a very interesting profile of Fred Davis that talked about the fact that he's doing really out-of-the-box ads. And when you come from the Washington Beltway mentality, you pay people a lot of money to make a million ads that have been made before, and he's getting paid to get attention and to make ads that have never succeeded in the past. And what we're seeing is sometimes they flop, right? That's the risk here, that if you do something out of the box, it doesn't always work. In the case of Christine O'Donnell, it seems that her campaign is not taking seriously enough this charge that she is incompetent, that she lacks experience, that she actually is going to need some semblance of a policy platform to speak to Chris Coons, who actually, has plans and policies.
Well, yeah, General, isn't there a risk on both sides? There's a risk in these kinds of ads. There's a risk in attacking people. I mean, Maureen Dowd, who wrote the column on Wednesday saying, Sarah Palin has made ignorance fashionable, are sort of both of those lines of attack, not without inherent risk.
But they do have risk in them. I think, we're in an era of identity politics. And as Democrats, we like to talk about issues. And when the electorate moves from issues to identity, we have to be sensitive to that, because ultimately in a democracy, we have to reflect the people who are out there voting. People are concerned. There's a lot of things wrong that they sense. There's a lot of anger out there. And so got to be very careful that the cocktail party chatter and the attacks that work in one area are not applied in another area where they may be offensive.
All right, thank you very much, General and Alicia. And just for the record, Christine O'Donnell said for Halloween she will not be going as a witch, although I have a feeling that's going to be a very popular costume this year. Just guessing. Thanks to both of you. Babies in the balance. Some kids aren't getting vaccinated against diseases we thought we'd wiped off the planet. Now those kids could put your life at risk. Key indicators from the Keystone State, what Pennsylvania's Senate race can tell us about the ideological divide 12 days before the midterms. And later, a new lawyer for the woman accusing NFL great Brett Favre of sexual harassment. What it all means is